Known for being one of the most powerful magic users in the entire DC universe, Zatanna is a character who exists beyond the main continuity. She is also known for being one of the most popular female superheroes, so it really shouldn't be a surprise that there have been so many alternate versions of her, and that her character has made appearances in the DC universe beyond just their world of comics. Zatanna is also one of the older superheroes, having existed since the 1960s. She made her first comic book appearance in issue 4 of Hawkman in 1964. She was introduced to us as Zatanna's daughter, who, like her father, was also an adept magician, though at that time she still had some learning to do. Zatanna recruited the help of Hawkman and Hawkgirl on her quest to search for her father, who had gone missing, but unfortunately they were unable to locate him. They did, however, give Zatanna hope, and Zatanna leaves her newfound friends at the end of the issue to continue her search. Zatanna is known for being a member of the Justice League and being professionally and romantically linked to her childhood friend Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, as well as her more main squeeze, the paranormal sleuth John Constantine. Today we'll be taking a closer look at Zatanna's character by exploring her alternate versions as we count down the top 10 alternate versions of Zatanna. And be sure to stick around to the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10, Cartoon Monsoon. So I'm including this animated version of Zatanna because I kind of loved the sassiness of her and the fact that she was voiced by voiceover legend Tara Strong. There were 2 episodes created of this mini cartoon / contest entry called Zatanna. Zatanna! Yeah! While the animation wasn't really anything special, the cartoon also featured new characters who teamed up with Zatanna in her search for her father, including her non-magical brother Damon, a character who only existed for Zatanna in this alternate version of her story. The episodes are only 2 minutes long and can be found on YouTube if you want to check them out. I don't think that they are considered DC canon in the slightest, but they are pretty cute and reimagine Zatanna as a younger character and a sort of Sabrina the Teenage Witch type. She's sassy. Number 9, Future's End. This version of Zatanna is trapped within the House of Mystery, along with other mystical beings such as Etrigan the Demon, who in this reality is also her beloved. A little odd, I agree. Here, Zatanna is a leader of a group of mystics who seek to escape the Between Places, where the House of Mysteries drifts endlessly. This version of Zatanna will stop at nothing to protect those within the house. She is noble, determined, and desperate, and is also covered in tons of scars, making her look pretty badass. This version of her later goes on to be transformed with the other supers by Brother Eye, who uses a techno-organic virus to take over them. Number 8, Harlequin animated series. Although we haven't seen much of this version of Zatanna exclusive to the new Harlequin animated series, I found what we did see very interesting. Zatanna makes a brief appearance in the show where she is a member of the Justice League, who trapped the villain known as the Queen of Fables into a tax book. The most interesting thing we've seen of Zatanna so far is that she doesn't seem to need to speak to cast spells, making her potentially one of the more powerful alternates. Of course, we'd really have to see more of the hero to confirm this, but hopefully as time goes on, we get to see a lot more of not just Zatanna, but many of the other unique takes on DC characters, both heroes and villains, within the show. Number 7, Antimatter. In the Antimatter universe, Zatanna is one of the few magic users to be spared by the crime syndicate, who have wiped out all other magical heroes. She was the one who advised Enigma, the Antimatter universe version of the Riddler, of how to proceed in his quest to bring back his family from the dead. She sent him to a place where souls had been held on Earth. Unfortunately, they did not give him the kind of answer he was looking for. Zatanna's fate is somewhat unknown in this reality, as we only really see her during a flashback during the series Trinity. She appears to be somewhat in hiding. We see her smoking a hookah, and it is possible she runs her own small magical business while in hiding. It almost looks like she operates some kind of fortune-telling parlor from the setting that we see her in. Number 6, Erataz. This version of Zatanna is from Earth 3. Instead of having the same name though, she is called Erataz, and recites her spells upside down as opposed to backwards. She helps Superman Prime to bind and detain the Mr. Mxyzptlk of Earth 5, revealing that her powers are likely much greater than that of her Prime Earth counterpart. In the end, she questions her own villainous actions, which ends up resulting in her death. Number 5, Flashpoint. This version of Zatanna is part of the Flashpoint universe group known as the Secret Seven, an illegal group of magic users in this reality. She rides around on a motorcycle and has some serious biker chick vibes in this reality. Her hair is also short and she is decked out in shiny leather. She ends up having a possible magical hallucination at one point that instead of riding her bike, she's actually riding her father, which is really weird as all heck. She ends up dying in this reality after a fight with Enchantress. She successfully casts a death spell at Enchantress, but it is later revealed that Enchantress is not completely dead. But you know who is completely dead? Zatanna. Number 4. DC Bombshells. In the alternate universe of DC Bombshells, Zatanna fought against Nazis using her magical abilities. Her mother was Jewish, and she helps to run an underground network in a speakeasy, until she is taken prisoner by Joker's daughter, who keeps magic users kinda like little pets. Zatanna does, however, manage to contact Batwoman, Catwoman, and Huntress while imprisoned, traveling to them via her spirit or astral form with the help of John Constantine. She and John later end up as mentors to the DC Bombshells version of Raven. Number 3. White Witch. This version of Zatanna comes to us from the Amalgam universe. She is a combination of Zatanna Zatara from DC and Wanda Maximoff's Scarlet Witch from Marvel. She goes by the name Wanda Zatara and is known for both her seduction and magic skills. In this Amalgam universe, she is known as being a powerful ally of Dr. Strange-Fate, who is the one responsible for combining the two worlds of DC and Marvel to create the Amalgam universe. When it comes to her skills as a magic user, she is the combined power of both Scarlet Witch and Zatanna, meaning that she is one fearsome magical force. There is likely almost nothing that the White Witch can't do, and she is the one who proved to be most helpful in aiding Dr. Strange-Fate. Number 2. Injustuce. This version of Zatanna is voiced by Lacey Chabert, who also voices Zatanna in the animated series Justice League Action, where Zatanna is also well animated and written. Really, I just think Lacey Chabert has done a great job of voicing Zatanna in the series. There is a sense of mischievousness, whimsy, but also sincerity in her voice that really lends very well to who Zatanna is as a character. This version of Zatanna is also quite powerful, able to cast all sorts of magical spells to put a stop to those who oppose her, and any who lay their hands on her hat, in the case of Justice League Action. Nobody touches the hat. Number 1. Batman the Animated Series. For those who grew up in the 80s or 90s, you were likely first introduced to Zatanna as a character through the Batman Animated Series. Zatanna first appeared in the series in her own self-titled episode, Zatanna. This version of Zatanna is voiced by Julie Brown. Zatanna was the 50th episode of the series to air. This version of Zatanna helped to establish a close connection between Bruce and Zatanna, and the story of them being childhood friends, with young Bruce learning from Zatanna's father, Zatara, the skills to become an escape artist and skills of sleight of hand, which would eventually make its way into the main continuity. During her first appearance in the show, Zatanna teams up with Batman, who seeks to prove her innocence after it has been made to look like she stole an entire mint's worth of money. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope that you enjoyed this list. Who is your favorite DC magic user? Who is your favorite DC female superhero? What is your favorite alternate version of Zatanna? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Hottest Alternate Female Superheroes. Sunstar comments, Amanda, it would be awesome for you to do a Scarlet Witch cosplay when WandaVision drops. Oh my goodness, I would love that. That's a great idea. Now, if they stick with the original expected release of December 2020, that gives me just over 6 months to pull something together. I think that could be doable. Tim Drake asks, who else thinks Amanda would be a pretty good Oracle in the DCEU? Oh, yes! So I just got this really sweet Batgirl jacket, and it actually has a cape attachment for it, which is pretty cool, and I definitely have been thinking of doing some kind of Babs cosplay myself. I would really love to be Oracle. Like, if the DCEU also wants to call me and cast me as Oracle, I'm down. I'll do that job if they want an Oracle. I feel like she never gets as much love as she deserves, so I would definitely love to see her character make its way into the DCEU, whether or not I'm playing her. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and feel shouted out in a future list. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host, Amanda McKnight. You stay nerdy, YouTube.